on a lake. Let's do a little panorama around here. Standing out in the middle of this lake. Trying to do some ice fishing. It's unsuccessful. I haven't caught anything. But it's a really sort of misty day. The sky is almost the same as the snow and the ice. There's somebody's summer house over there. Not a soul in sight. And it's -2, bearable. And I was going to be talking about the exercise of the Sublime by Edmund Burke. So, it's only -8. That's nothing, is it? Last week it's been -25, but temperature's gone up now to 8, and it may be just up to 0 by next week. So, little talk, weekend words. Let's always start off with a little bit of poetry. William Wordsworth, you know, that fellow who did the daffodils. Floats on high, hill and dale, and all of a sudden I came upon a host of golden daffodils. Well, that's not the bit that I want to talk about, but rather this little gem. The wisdom comes more often when we stoop than when we soar. I thought, he must be a gardener. If you think about gardening, that you're stooping down and you're weeding, and you're digging, and you're bending, and you're picking up things, and you're moving things around. So, the theme of this today is exercise, how to get exercise. Very many of the major religions, like for example Muslims, and they're praying to Mecca. Nearly fell over there. They bend down and they bow their heads, and it's all good exercise for their backs. And Hindus, I suppose, as well. All those gurus out there into these different yoga positions, and it's keeping your limbs supple. And I know for me, perhaps the only exercise I do now is in the garden or going walking. But what I want to talk about, in actual fact, is an idea by Edmund Burke, the Irish philosopher, and it encounters with the Sublime. But, his idea is that we need to encounter the Sublime. And what does it mean by Sublime? It's something that awes us and makes us feel small. Not very many people sort of want to feel humbled or be made small, but if we can be in nature and you see it in all its glory, the Grand Canyon, for example, or some Niagara Falls, or something spectacular in nature, that we're in awe by the wonder of it. That is a matter of fact a good exercise for us. But, I remember reading some short story by John Muir, who was some saviour of California, the redwood forest out there. And there's one story in it where he climbs to the top of a pine tree in a storm. I think he's up about 20-30 meters up in the air, and the wind is blowing like anything, and the tree, the top of the tree, it's whipping around. That with a sort of diameter of about 5 meters, and he's clinging on for dear life. And the wind's howling through it, and the branches are cracking, and there's a scent coming off the branches. And he's up there, and he's clinging on for dear life, and just the majesty of the storm. And at that time, I suppose you fear for your life. But at the same time, the glory of it just exhilarates you. Or if you're on a boat on a sea and the sea is raging. I was sailing down the Mediterranean, and it was on that island, what was it called? It's the place where Leonard Cohen was. I'll have to look it up. A very small island. Leonard Cohen spent a long time there. And we sailed out from there. And the sea was so rough, and the waves were just pounding against the sailboat, and we only had a small sort of jib sail. We had to go with the motor, but it was ducking and diving like a bucking bronco, and it was just frightening. It made you feel sort of small, and at the same time exhilarating. But, or if you're sledging or downhill skiing, or going into some ravine or rock climbing, that it's this idea of pitting yourself, and knowing that perhaps even though you may be small and insignificant, that you're going to survive. So walking is my only exercise these days when I'm not doing gardening. And it's good for, if I didn't walk, I would have troubles. It's very good for my digestion. I think it does something to my insides. It gets them working when you walk, so that you're regular. But this idea of encountering the sublime and making it an exercise in your life, I think it's a good idea. So that's what I'm doing now when I'm out here in the forest. I'm looking at the snow that's on the branches of the trees, and I'm in awe sometimes when I see all that hoarfrost and everything just dazzling. Today is not a very good day because you don't get that sort of diamond dust coming down from the sky. But when it does come down and it's sparkling, then it's a sight to behold, and really beautiful. And those are the things that our spirits and souls need. it was John Muir again who said that man doesn't live by bread alone, that we need places to pray in and play in to revive our body and souls. And it's just something that we need. And we need to do more often now I'm on the ski track. So I think that it's enough rambling, worldly rambling from me, and I'll continue my rambling through the woods over and out, and have a blessed day, and bless someone yourself. Stop. Though comparatively young, they were about 100 feet high, and the light bushy tops were rocking and swirling in a wild ecstasy. Being accustomed to climb trees to make botanical studies, I experienced no difficulty in reaching the tops of one of these, and never before did I enjoy so noble an exhilaration of motion. The slender tops fairly flapped and swished in a passionate torrent, bending and swirling backwards and forwards, round and round, tracing indescribable combinations of vertical and horizontal curves. The sound of the storm corresponded gloriously with this wild exhilaration and exuberance of light and motion. The profound bass of the naked branches, the bowls booming like waterfalls, the quick, tense vibrations of the pine needles, now rising to a shrill whistling hiss, now falling to a silky murmur, the rustling of the royal groves in the dell, the keen metallic click-clack of the leaves upon leaves. Ah, I kept my lofty perch for hours, frequently closing my eyes to enjoy the music by itself, or to feast quietly on the delicious fragrances that were streaming past. The fragrance of the woods was less marked than those produced by the warm rain, when so many balsamic buds and leaves are steeped like tea, but from the chafing of the resin branches against each other and the incessant attrition of the myriads of needles, the gale was spiced to a very tonic degree. And besides the fragrance from these local sources were the traces of scents from afar off. For this wind came first from the sea, rubbing against its fresh briny waves, and distilled through the redwoods, threading its ferny gulches and spreading itself in broad undulating currents over many flower-enamelled ridges to the coast mountains, and across the golden plains, up the purple foothills, and into these piney woods with a varied incense garden.